Hello, YouTube family and friends. This is Kyra Pierce, and this is just saying like, comment, subscribe to the channel, support the channel, and this is for educational purposes only. Rest in peace to Noah Wells. He came up missing July the 4th, 2026. He was out with some friends at the beach at Horn Lake Allen, something like that. But the stories we are hearing don't make sense. Check this out.
On Monday, social media is currently reacting to a now mysterious death of Mississippi teen NOlan Wells. That he would go missing on a remote island on July 4th, in which his body would be found 2 days later on the island shore. At the center of the conversation, many have expressed that race looks to have played a part in the teen's death, given that it appears that Wells was the only black friend amongst a group of white friends whom he traveled to the island by boat.
Be careful who you leave with.
Stop going on motherfucking vacation with these white folks. Your white friends call you, say, hey, bud, what's up? Hey, you ain't going on vacation? No. Hell no. Because y'all keep going on vacations, and they keep coming back home, and we can't find them.
That's it. Facts.
You got to tell them white people no right
Sometimes you got to say no. You got to tell your friends no sometimes. It may save your life.
But some of you got to tell them no.
Sure do.
I can swim. What I'm going out there in the ocean for?
He knew how to swim.
According to reports, the group of friends, along with NOlan, will travel to Horn Island, which is the island that sits about 10 miles from mainland Mississippi, to celebrate the 4th of July. Now, while there, the teens, along with others, would enjoy the beach's shore and water. At some point during their time there, an altercation has now been said to have taken place, just before Wells would go missing around 4 p.m. Now, what has raised many people's concerns are why did NOlan's friends leave without him, and what are the details of the altercation. One user on Facebook who shared that she was actually docked next to the boat NOlan was on would go on to note that the altercation took place amongst the friends.
Yep, that's
And
what
at some
was
point,
said.
even on the boat they were on. Now, as mentioned, for many, race can't be overlooked, as some would express their lack of trust when it comes with being the only black person in certain settings, and they feel that Wells' disappearance is another example. Now, as people continue to question NOlan's white friends, whom he went to the island with, his black friends and best friend are now responding, explaining why they weren't with him at the time. On Monday, his best friend, Javon Williams, will join several of their peers at the boat dock where officials look to have brought back Wells' body. There, Williams would speak to local outlet Sun Herald to give his reaction to the breaking news. According to Williams, he was supposed to be on the same boat with Wells, but it had got filled up and he rode on a different boat. Williams would go on to confirm that he did see NOlan on the island. As soon as we got out there, he told me that he loved me. Williams would also go on to say that he last saw Wells close to 4 p.m., and according to him, along with others, reports seeing NOlan with a girl while amongst their friends. Williams would also go on to share that he would end up leaving his phone with Wells' phone on the same boat in question, but would later retrieve his phone before going home. Now, outside of Williams' response, another friend by the name of Trace Carter would apparently give NOlan a warning to be safe before going to the island. According to Sun Herald, Carter would tell Wells, just hit me up when you get back. Just be careful, bro. Watch out for yourself. And in response, Wells would respond with, I got you. I'll hit you up later. Now, according to that same report, it was also noted that Wells knew how to swim and had took lessons at a YMCA in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where he lived, raising more concerns for some that foul play may be involved in his death. Back over on social media, Javon would continue reacting to the suspicious death of his friend. Over on TikTok, he would post a tribute to NOlan that read, for all the times you accepted my calls, text me, checked up on me, hung out with me, laughed with me, I love you, brother. Followed by a response to one user who would comment, devastating, in which Javon would say he didn't deserve this shit. Williams would continue his grieving on his Instagram stories with a compilation video of he and Wells. Now, when it comes to the friends Wells would travel to the island with, they have been identified by social media users. However, it does appear that they have decided to remain quiet on their social pages, which each of them having their Instagram pages on private. Now, upon looking over Wells' Instagram page, this was not the first time he would jump on a boat with friends, as he posted previous adventures of himself on a boat with a similar group of people.
got on another boat. I didn't realize he was missing. Yeah, that's not sitting right with me. Because what you mean? You let your friend just get on a random ass boat, and everybody's in the comments like, "Oh well, we boat hop, we boat hop. This is normal. This is normal." Nobody about to go with them. And if it was 4th of July weekend and people were drinking and you saw that your friend was drinking, may or may not have been drinking, why would you allow him to get on a boat if you weren't with them? And don't get me wrong, I've been on a boat. I know self-service is shit. Most people leave their phone on dry land because, shit be flipping over. But if he was getting on another boat and you knew that there was no other way to contact him, again, why would you not get on the same boat? And it'd be different if all the boats were just docked in one little area and you guys were just swimming and, you saw in and out, in and out, in and out. But again, this just is not sitting right. And then y'all didn't realize he was missing until it was time for you guys to go home. Like y'all didn't sit here and think, oh well, shit, where is he? Where could he have been? Why is he not back yet? We're taking shots and he's not here to take shots with. Where's my boy at? Like y'all don't sit here and ask these kind of questions. Like there's a rule. If you came with me, you're leaving with me. Like I brought you here, I'm taking you home. You guys don't live by that shit.
Nobody knows what happened to Nolan. Nobody remembers what happened. He went into the woods with a girl and we don't know what happened. So why did y'all leave him? Because I needed to be known that the one fact that we got for sure is they didn't report that baby missing until they got back home. They didn't call when they were getting ready to pack up the boat and come back home and realize, hey, we can't find Nolan. We'll be looking for him for an hour. Come help us find him. They didn't report it until they got back home.
So the same thing that happened to Nolan Wells almost happened to me. I think I was like 22 years old working at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? Young, silly, forgot a couple of the things that my granddaddy told me when I was growing up. I thought these people were my friends. Another lesson my grandparents taught me when I was younger is that you don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You really do not. Like, my siblings were always my friends, and I learned that. At any rate, I signed up to go on this, little trip with these people. They let us know, okay, so we're going to get up on the bank right here, and then we're going to go see the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, okay, so but what we going to do at the waterfall? You know what I mean? Because I'm vibing, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. And they was like, we're just going to look at the, sit there, light a fire, smoke some more, drink some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get to the little spot where we pull up the canoes, we anchor them off and whatnot, and then they tell us, okay, so this little piece of water right here, we got to swim across that to get to the waterfall. So I get halfway through the water, and I realize that, and I'm losing my strength slowly but surely. And at this point in time, I am calling out for help. No music is playing at this time. You know what I mean? None. Yeah, everybody was rambunctious, excited, whatever, but you could clearly hear me out there in the woods. It's still daylight. So I am screaming that I can't make it. Somebody please help me. They turn around, several of them look at me, say, you can do it, come on, let's go. And they continue to walk off. At this point in time, I have already said my prayers and have already decided that I'm going to meet my maker. I screamed one more time, I am going to drown, and I went down. I don't know can't remember who was and what just made them decide to change their mind and come back, but one person jumped in that water, grabbed me, pulled me up onto the bank, and mind you, they didn't do anything else after that and continued on their way. As young black children, the same lesson that I'm sure you're telling all your children now, do not be the only one. And it really doesn't matter how people feel about that, because the concern is preservation of life. So for some reason, God saw fit to not allow me to lose my life that day. And for some reason, God called Nolan home. So I will say that despite what anybody feels about how you feel about the situation, please have that conversation with your children. And that's all I'm going to say. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, and to his entire family.
Facts. You telling the
According to
truth.
Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, who would speak when Wells' body was found, the case will be handled.
I don't
like
trust
any other
him.
cases,
He
with a
already
thorough
said that it was no foul play
Give
involved.
the family space
That's
and
too
time
quick,
to
too
live through
fast. I don't
process
trust
and
you. I don't
respect
believe
them.
you.
and all of Nolan's
Look at his
friends
eye just
all
keep
assured me that
flickering.
Jackson County
Right
Sheriff's
eye
Office
keep flickering.
we're
Check that
looking
eye
at
out, y'all.
this whole case just like we would
If you know, you
any
know.
other case.
That eye, that
We're
right
gonna
eye
be
just keep
thorough as we
flickering.
can.
Now, as far as Nolan's family, they have set up a GoFundMe for all those wanting to show support after Wells' sudden passing. An autopsy has been scheduled to be performed today to help provide more answers. Let's talk about them in the comments below. Now that we've heard from Nolan's other friends, does it leave you with more questions?
Leave
And
me
what
with
should
more
happen
questions.
next? Reporting
Like,
live from
comment,
Hyper's Web,
subscribe to
for
the
Hyper's
channel.
News, I'm Janaba.
This is so sad.